Okay, I think I'm already live. Hello to everybody. All right. So, welcome. So, today it's a little bit more practical live. I'm going to show you how to do a money manifestation ritual. And then I'm going to show you how to do a spiritual map. And then, if we have some time, I'll go through some Q&As from the Sri Yantra book. Okay, so why I chose to do the money manifestation, because it's something that I'm gonna do today, and it's important right now because we are in this timing of moon eclipse, and literally 2 days ago, or 2 weeks ago, it was solar eclipse. So sun, moon, it's already like a big, huge timing. The energies are super high, and what actually means eclipse? It means that the sun and the moon are aligned and with the earth. And what is the main thing needed for a manifestation to happen is for the duality to be balanced, for the masculine and the feminine to be balanced. So sun and the moon in one line, that's the balance. We are right now, the moon is still 100%. The eclipse was at its maximum around 6 a.m. last night. I did my ritual there, but the moon is still 100%. So, and it's going to be there for a few weeks, okay? The high energy from the eclipse. So, it's okay. You can still do this ritual a little bit later. But yeah. So, let's start first. I'm going to show you. Here are the things that I have. Okay. These are the things. And let's go a little bit by bit. So first of all, this whole thing, it's a money ritual, okay? So we are gonna need of course, everything is always falling from my hands. That's just part of me. We need a little bowl where we're gonna keep things inside. Ideally, it's a green bowl or something beautiful. Like this one is like with a bow and it's a heart. And for me, heart is a representation. Shut up. And the heart is a representation for me of abundance. It's heart chakra goes as within, so without, both directions. So even though it's not green, it's heart and it's beautiful, right? Money is like beauty. So here we have a bowl as well. So I'm using this bowl. Okay, and this is the place where I'm gonna start putting intentionally all the ingredients for this money bowl ritual. Okay, you can have any type of bowl. Doesn't have to be a heart. Doesn't have to be it can be any type. It can be, you can just get wooden bowl and then paint it yourself into green. Okay, so let's start by lighting on a candle, because fire has this characteristic to calling up upon the gods, burning all the things that are not needed, that are not good for the environment. So I start with calling up on Agni. Okay, with intention 9 times. Agni Devaya Namaham. 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 Okay. Thank you, Agni, for blessing with your divine presence, and thank you for connecting this physical realm to the realm of the gods and beyond. Thank you for bringing this manifestation money into our realm, and thank you for burning everything that is not needed on the way, everything that is obstructing. Thanks. Okay, Then I do next is lighting on an incense, patchouli incense, because that's the, it's a luxury patchouli, so it's perfect for manifesting money. By the way, oh, I love how it smells without burning, but once it's burning, I don't like much the smell. But yeah. The candle is green because, green is the abundance color. But it doesn't have to be green. It can be any color, right? It can be also red color. Red is like Lakshmi. It's this beauty color, abundance, fire. Can be also red. But I chose green one, okay? Then I light the incense with the candle previously blessed already and activated. And then I will go through all of the ingredients here that I have. Okay, so the mantra I do is Kalima mantra, because for me Kalima is the burning of all the devil, all the negative thing. Om Am Rim Klim Kalikaye Namaha. Okay, and I do that with my incense as I draw the symbol of infinity 3 times, and then I end with a circle upwards. Okay, on top of the items. Okay, and then I'm gonna, no way, let's do it. Can do it. Perfect. Cool. Okay. So now that we have the fire, we have now the incense. Now I have water. This water, it's not just normal water. I put a little drops of Ganga water, sacred river. Here I have. And then I also have gold in here, okay? I put it in there in the water and I charged it for quite a long time. It's the sacred blessed water. So water is flow. It's important to have in your money rituals, money manifestation, some water element, because it just like the river, the river has currents, right? Money is currency. It's because of that, because of the currents of the river. Money has this personality, this characteristic that it's supposed to be flowing. Okay, that's why you're not supposed to keep money in the bank sitting and doing nothing. You're supposed to be constantly investing money. You're supposed to, put money and receive it back, donate and get it back. It works like that. So I'm gonna just sprinkle all the elements with this. Okay. And now it's when we start putting the ingredients inside of our small little bowl. So I like to start with peppermint. Peppermint is for, you can put any type of herbs that attract abundance and prosperity, but peppermint is the one that gives you like short term money and attracts you opportunities. Okay, so it's like instant money. So always remember to put things with intention. Okay, peppermint. Then I have rosemary. Rosemary, it has the characteristic of long-term money. So it protects the money that you already have, and it also gives you this protection of money for a long term. Okay. Then what I like to put as well, let's keep with cinnamon. Cinnamon, it also attracts prosperity and abundance. You can just take your stick and put the stick inside. Or you can sprinkle the cinnamon on, yeah, the sprinkled cinnamon, because it doesn't fit here, so I'm just gonna break it. And when I break it, I'm putting an intention. Like every action has to have an intention that is productive, right? So for example, breaking all the obstacles on the way for me to have money. Okay. Now, very good. Another ingredient that I like to put in the money bowl is sweetness. Okay. So you can put sugar. What I have here, it's edible glitter. So it's like sweet glitter. I'm gonna use this one. You can use sugar, and that's totally fine. Because sugar, it's thing from abundance, right? People that have abundance, they have like a sweet life. It represents the sweetness of life. Because if you are in war, if you're like lacking things, in hunger, starving, like if it's poverty, you don't have sweetness in your life. You're not gonna have candies. Okay, so sugar is very important to put in your money bowl. And I use glitter, which is the edible glitter. Glitter, it also gives this this yeah, you got it. I can't speak today. Nice. It looks so beautiful. All right. Now our next ingredient is gonna be a pine, something from the earth element, because we have fire, water, air, and remaining something from the earth element to bring it all better together and lock it for the ether to bring things to us, to the world. So pine tree, pine nuts are very also attributed to abundance. So you give the gratitude from where it comes, this pine nut, and then you put it in your bowl. Okay, and then I start with actual stones. So first of all, I have, let's put the ruby. You can put all the gemstones, all the stones that mean that it's prosperity, okay, abundance. So ruby obviously means prosperity and abundance. So I'm gonna put rubies in there. Okay, and then I have another stone, which is green aventurine. Green, it's also like nature, it's abundance, prosperity. It has this everything I want wants me more. Okay, it doesn't have to have any inscription, but this is the one that I have. So this is the one that I'm going to be using for this money bowl. Okay. Remember, every single thing you put into this bowl has to be filled with intention of high frequency feeling of gratitude, and like it's flowing to you, right? It's not stuck, it's flowing through you, the money. Okay, next thing is I have a clear quartz. Clear quartz, it's a magnifier. So if, let's say, I have here ruby stone for prosperity and green aventurine, and then I put clear quartz, it's gonna magnify all the ingredients there. Ingredients, as if we're making a recipe. Okay. Rubbing quartz and clear quartz generates electricity, for those that you don't know. Okay, next thing is I like to put the Sri Yantra in there. So I have a small Sri Yantra. Sri Yantra, it's this Yantra. It's a representation of prosperity, manifestation. Okay, it's the whole manifestation of the world in a picture. So I have a small Sri Yantra printed here, and it's like in a golden color. So I'm going to use this one as well to put it inside of the bowl. Okay. It's getting filled up. It's getting filled up. All right. And then I printed a paper with a money quantity with numbers, because money is usually represented in numbers. You can also print with some big number that you want to have in your life. And I have like a transfer here into my account. And you can also get like a lottery ticket and put an intention as if you won that lottery. Okay. And then you're gonna, while looking at this, you're gonna fold it towards you. And while you're folding, you are setting an intention. Okay. And then you place it inside. When you fold it towards you, it's like money coming towards you. Okay. You can press it and like harder to put like your strength and force in there. Okay, and then you put it all inside. And of course, what it is, a money ball without money itself. You need to put some coins. It can be any coins. It can be also paper, money. Doesn't matter. But just put some money in your money ball. Okay. All right. There we have. Okay. So now that we have our bowl, with all our intentional elements that are going to attract money, we need to seal this energy. Okay, you have a couple of ways of sealing this energy here so it can start build up and not coming out. Like it's intentional build up in your life, not pouring out. You got it. So you can seal with sound, because sound, it's a wave vibration that, once a sound is struck, it's forever there in the ether. So sound is very powerful to seal things, seal intentions, seal any rituals. So I have here a small singing Tibetan bowl. It can be any type of instrument that has like a long sound, right? Don't bring me shakers. Shakers are for crushing. You're gonna make like holes in that intention, and it's gonna go all around, escaping. Okay, you want the sound that it's like you strike the sound and it goes for a long time. And one, like for example, I have this one. I strike and it continues the sound. Okay, any Tibetan bowl as well, crystal bowls, flute. You can do it with a flute. I have a flute here, but you're gonna blow for a long time, and while the sound is there sounding, that's when you are sealing the intention of this bowl. If you don't have any instrument, it can also be your own voice, right? Any mantra, vibrate yourself and let the sound go in here. Okay, I'm gonna do with the Tibetan bowl. Remember, this is a sealing process, so that's your intention. Nice. And now you can close the bowl and your money bowl is ready. You have to now every single day, depending, if you really need it, you come and I'm gonna place and keep this bowl in my altar. But you keep it wherever you meditate, whatever high frequency it's in your house. And every single day, open the bowl and add something small with intention to keep adding money. Any of the ingredients that we used today, or any of your ingredients that represent money, add intentionally there. Okay, that money comes every single day. It doesn't have to be just ingredients. Sometimes you can blow with your air intentionally, as if it's a money jar, right? You open and blow, and then you close it. Remember, it has to be everything intentionally. Okay, now that the bowl is ready, by the way, when you're folding the paper where you wrote the quantity of the money that you want, you can also on the back side of the paper write a thank you, or write a word that is like prosperity, a word that few words, maximum two words, one word is better. Thank you. And write it in golden. In golden, it's gold color, okay? And then you are supposed to sit in a meditative state, and that's the best time once your money ball is ready. Money jar, money ball, same thing. You start writing the things that you are trying to bring into your life, and you script, okay? You write as a thank you so much. I feel so happy for everything that I have, as if you already have it. And the writing would be nice if you do it at least once a week, which is Fridays. Fridays is Venus, is prosperity, is abundance. Right? Just gratitude. Thank you for that. I have this, and manifesting, right? Imagine your life having the things that you want to have while your candle is on, the green candle, and there with the bowl after putting the intention of the bowl to the money bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna do that once I get out of the live. I'm gonna do that. Obviously, I'm not gonna right now when the video is here on, but you got the whole thing. This is how you create your money jar, and it's so good that it's moon eclipse, so it's manifestation time. Okay, now let's move on a little bit. I also wanted to teach you how to create your spiritual map. And this is my spiritual map. What is a spiritual map? It's supposed to be in one picture, in one frame. You're supposed to put all the divine representations in there. So everything that means divine for you, you put that into one paper. So you go into Canva, in Canva or anywhere where you can put some photos together and make like a collage with everything that means divine for you. It can be your master, it can be your guru, and put everything there. And in each photo, you put one word that represents that, like one word that makes sense to put in there. So I'm going to give you an example of what do I have here, because this is my spiritual map of 1 year ago, I would say. Half year ago. I have now more members added in my spiritual journey. But for the sake of you understanding this, I'm going to explain you. Okay. So my whole spiritual journey started with Yogananda. So obviously I'm putting Paramahansa Yogananda's picture here. And my word is peace, because for me, Yogananda came into my life when my life was so much through ups and downs. And I've been always like that, this type of person, which is so much drama, so many things, super sensitive to everything. So once Yogananda came into my life, I started feeling more peace in my life. So what I'm going to do in my spiritual map, I'm going to put Yogananda and I'm going to put the word peace. Then I have the Shiva here. Shiva came into my life through my partner, and Shiva is also there coming from the void. And it's a whole existence, okay? Obviously, it came also through Kalima, through Sri Yantra, where came also Kalima, but we're going to go a little bit slowly there. So Shiva is existence. And for me, existence, I wrote it like, the E one side and the existence in number 3 on the other side. So it's like it's beyond any numbers or letters, and it's like both ways. So kind of like be creative, right? put it out there. I found you can also be creative on what type of pictures finding about Shiva, right? It doesn't have to be this picture, but for me it was like, from there, from the whole existence, the cosmos, Shiva. Okay, meditation. Then I have this, which is Thoth. He is the master of the Atlantida and Atlantis. And when the Atlantis got sunk, he went to Egypt and he, kind of conquered, not conquered, but was like the master of the whole Egypt and the whole, he built the Pyramid Giza, they say. And so Thoth, for me, I started studying Thoth, and he's the one that gave me a lot of knowledge. Okay, a lot of knowledge. Like, I learned a lot of things that are not, they're hidden things. And the things that are from Thoth are like, this hieroglyphicos, these scriptures of ancient Egypt. We don't understand them, right? We just don't understand them, but just by looking and meditating at them, sometimes you can get messages. The same thing that happens through sacred geometry. You may not understand what it means, but if you get into trance and you are there, you will suddenly start having downloads of information. Messages are coming your way. Okay, so that's what gave me Thoth. Thoth gave me this realization that there's so much hidden, and yeah, knowledge. So I put Thoth and knowledge. He also helped me to embrace the darkness, like going into the darkness. It's important. Okay. Then this is Lilith. Lilith here, and I put her on rebirth because Lilith came to me on a moment of, when I lost somebody in my life, close to suicide. Lilith was the one that gave me the energy to go through that. And obviously, it's a moment which it's a tough moment, but anyways, thanks to Lilith, I embraced this dark, raw feminine energy that always were there, like kind of hidden, and I would like not like it. I would always like to present myself as a divine angel, princess, queen, but never like, okay, I'm also a woman and I can stand on my ground, and with boundaries. Okay. Similar with Kalima, but Kalima is the one that is fierce. I put the word here because Kalima in my life, she came as for me to face my shadows. She's the beginning of the journey to face my shadows. If Yogananda came into my life first and he gave me light and peace and all of that, Kalima was the one that came to me through Sri Yantra, and she was there like scaring me. Like the first time I saw her, like with the tongue out on the Sri Yantra, I was so scared. I was avoiding for weeks to not just sit on the Sri Yantra, but like not even look at the Sri Yantra because she was there staring at me until I sat down and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to face you. And I started facing her, and that's how, like, I started going through my own shadows. So she has, like, for me, she was like very on point, tough energy from the beginning. Like, face it, like, have it all at once. Don't pick, all in. Go through that. So, hello, how are you? Okay. Then I have my Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel came to me the moment I started getting out to the astral, the moment I started having an out of body experiences. And he is the one that is, I realized, is taking care of me. I mean, we have many guides and spiritual guides and masters helping us, ancestors from the other realms, but he is the one that came to me and like actually spoke to me. Like nobody else spoke to me as if, like, verbally, I mean telepathically, but I heard him speaking. But he spoke to me and I felt like so good that, okay, Uriel. And I got a confirmation that it's Uriel because, after you start speaking with them. Okay, so I put in my spiritual map a picture of Archangel Uriel and one word attributed for me from that archangel is guide, because he is my guide. He is the one that told me to, wait for the astral projection. It's not the time yet, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to you. All right, and now I have, of course, Another important energy in my spiritual path, it was Krishna. And Krishna is this with the flute playing, and it's actually very funny. It's very fun. I never like I never liked this temples where you go and people are like playing and dancing, playing the instruments and dancing and being so energetic. I never liked that. I'm a much more like quiet person going within me. And yeah, and but at that moment was why I didn't like, because I wasn't embracing the raw part from myself. So the moment I met Kalima and she made me face my shadows, that moment life started being more lighter. It wasn't that dense anymore, that intense anymore, because the moment you start facing your shadows, your fears, you understand that they are not that big as how you thought it they are. So you start taking life more, more lighter and not that heavy. So Krishna, I started hearing the flute. I traveled to Nepal to learn sound healing with one master, and in there they used to play Krishna flute in the background after a few classes, right? After certain classes and after a yoga, they used to leave a track with a Krishna flute playing. Well, it got so stuck in me, that flute, that flute was there going after me even after I got out from that school. Like I was there in Kathmandu in the hotels, and suddenly there is like a lot of traffic in Kathmandu. Okay, you in the daytime it's super loud in the streets, so it's very loud. I would suddenly hear the sound of a flute, and I'm like, do you hear it? No, I don't hear it. And I hear it like so clearly, the sound of the flute. So the flute sound started like going after me no matter where I went. And I would hear it like, for sure once at least every 3 days. Sometimes I would hear it a few times a day. And I would get so happy because it's such a high frequency. It's so happy and beautiful melody from Krishna flute. And it was not only in Nepal. Like I came back here to Netherlands, come back home, and I was still hearing the flute. Now it doesn't happen anymore. It's been like already a couple of years since. But now I do have different sounds. I hear astral sounds. But anyways, for me, anytime I have flute hearing, it's Krishna. So I know that Krishna blessed me with the flute the moment I started hearing the flute, and it was nowhere there, but I hear it. So for me, Krishna, and I put the word of playfulness here on the side. Okay. Because yeah, it means this lightness, energy, and playfulness. And then of course, I'm gonna put candle there. Like it's not a candle, it's a representation of light. It's Tratak. Um, Yeah, it's also Sri Yantra, the same thing. It's any type of light generator. It can be sun, Sri Yantra, or candle Tratak. I put a candle there because I didn't wanted to put a Sri Yantra in this paper, because Sri Yantra for me it's much more than this paper. So I'm like, okay, what can represent, like what brought a lot of importance into my life? It was a candle, so I put a candle. Like it was the light, so I put a candle. And yeah, I literally, my word for light means salvation, like literally salvation. If I have any worries, if my mind is like going through much stuff and I cannot quiet down, if I'm so energetic or if I'm so apathic, like no matter what's happening in my life, I can just stare at the candle flame or at the sun or at the Sri Yantra, and I'm saved. I'm saved. Like that's why, salvation. So, why do you want to put all of your masters, all your gurus, all your high frequency energies into, one paper? It's because you keep it in your altar, and every single day you bow to them, you gratitude to them, and that's how the energy increases and the blessings increase. And of course, you are more connected to them from the astral. They are not here with you in the physical, but they are always there with you in the astral. So yeah, the more time and love you put into this paper, into this spiritual map, the more it's gonna give back to you. And it's always so good to have it when you're doing small little rituals. How today we did the money ritual. Okay, so I was having them here, all of these energies that supported me on my way of spirituality, and they were here kind of like blessing this ritual. Okay, nice. I also wanted to tell, yesterday something really weird happened. Like something very weird happened. Right now I'm kind of like alone in the house, okay? And when I was little, I used to be scared to be alone. And even though I spent many days alone, my parents used to travel and leave me alone for a long time. And I used to see things and feel things. That's why I was scared. Poor me. But anyways, there was a moon eclipse like at 6 a.m. in the night last night, okay? And I was like, okay, let me charge my stones outside in the garden. Let me leave them overnight. And so by the time that it's moon eclipse, they are charged, and I'm gonna have like my own ceremony there, my own meditation. So the moment I started taking the stones out to the garden, all my crystals, suddenly out of nowhere starts super heavy storm, like super heavy clouds and lightning. At first, not even clouds and lightning. There was no rain yet, but the lightning was like, I saw purple lightning. I never saw purple lightning in my life. Yeah, maybe it was just, I don't know, I never saw purple lightning in my life. Okay, and so, and it was like there was no sound. When a lightning strikes, you hear the light, you see the light, and then boom, the sound later on. Okay, so no sound, no sound. There was like pure lightning from the skies, and it was like I saw purple lightning, and I'm like, what is this? So I went all the way up, uh, to the third floor of the house, to the master bedroom, which is from where I see all the. It's I see everything from up from there. Okay, they have like a huge windows there, and I mean one whole side of the wall is just pure windows. So I went there and I sat in there, next to the window, and I saw in the sky something like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it saw me looking back, and it left. Like it turned around and it left. It was something floating in the sky, and I was knowing like this is already very weird that it is happening right before the moon eclipse, and the energy of the full moon. But anyways, it was like a dot, like an airplane from far, but the light was so strong. It was not anything humane. It was not humane light, and it was like yellow light. And airplanes, you see them from far and they're blinking and they're moving. This light was much bigger, much farther, and much brighter, and it was yellow, and it was not moving, and it was not blinking, nothing. It was there, and it was not even like when I started focusing and bringing it closer to me through the third type of view. uh, I saw that it's not just a circle dot there in the sky. It was like a shape of a cross, as if it's like an something with open arms. I thought that maybe it's like an angel, something like flying but staying there because it was not moving. And I stared for like 10 seconds, because I was bringing it closer to me to understand what it is. And then it saw me looking, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. It saw me looking, and it kind of like it turned around and it left farther, like it started diminishing the light. And when it left, a huge foco, how it's in English, foco, foco in English, I don't know how it is. Focus, no. Okay, they don't have that word. Okay, there was like a huge light. There, it's cloudy, so it's impossible to have like that stream of light out of nowhere. But that light left, and then there was this ray of silver light across the sky, and it stayed there for like another 10 seconds, and yeah, I was just staring there. My cat was there, thank God, because I would be freaking out if it wouldn't be by my cat. My cat is, by the way, Archangel Michael, his name, so he's there, my protector. He also protects me in the astral. But yeah, cats are another topic. But that's really weird what happened yesterday. Really, really, really weird. And then, of course, in the morning, I still woke up in the night and I did my ritual in the moon eclipse. And now the money ball manifestation. I do have also a few more experiences. Like I have many experiences of paranormal things happening in my house. And I mean, there's always been energies like very close to me. But what I saw yesterday, it was like an open angel there in the sky, and the light was so strong, it was not human. No, any technology, human technology, can have that strong light from that far. It's, yeah, it was huge. It was huge. I don't know if you also have heard about crop circles. Crop circles are this in the crop fields. Suddenly overnight appears sacred geometry there, but it's huge and appears overnight. So, and still it's a mystery of what it is and how it appears. And the interesting part of that is that it never breaks the crops, and when it appears, it bends them. The crops are bent, and then in the next year they grow perfectly fine as well. Like it doesn't break anything. So it's not a technology that it's destructive. It's some, it's a constructive technology. They're trying to give us a message through crop circles, and we humans are just too dumb to understand anything. But yeah, it's some type of higher technology. So my partner went to literally go to that one of those crop circles. I stayed home with my meditations because I had too much already with Berlin. I literally recently traveled, and I was like, I don't want to travel anymore. So he went to those crop circles. He went to one. The moment he came back home, he brought something. He brought some type of energy. We started experiencing things, and not only things started happening, I was experiencing in my field a huge change, like as if I'm drunk or high, and like very strong drunkenness feeling that you are barely walking, like you are flying. Like that was in my field what I was experiencing the moment he came back and brought something. And then we had things falling. We had things moving in the house. Doors were closing. Even when there were no windows open, things were falling. And it was crazy. Like he brought something, or somebody, but it was nothing bad, because I can tell when an energy is like destructive or not. I cannot tell yet what, if it's like from where it's coming from, but I can tell if it's destructive or not. It was not destructive, but we did like one cleansing, we did one ritual to cut it down, because it was like daily things happening, very weird. And I heard my piano playing by itself, so that's like even crazier. And my piano, it's an electrical piano, it's like a keyboard. And that was crazy, and you have to press it for it to sound okay. And I was hearing like somebody pressing the key, and the melody sounding like that was also so crazy. So crazy. Okay, anyways, that's like, maybe one day I can just dedicate one whole life with the storytelling of the weird stuff happening to me and how I deal with them, to remove those stuff or not removing, because sometimes you can get help. Actually, there was one time that I have two phones, okay? And I started traveling, and one phone I forgot for like half a year. I didn't enter into my second phone, and my second phone had a pass key, a security key, right? A password to enter. So I completely forgot my pass key, and I was there. Like I tried, we cannot do anything. I didn't want to remove the stuff from the phone. I didn't want to restore the phone completely, which that was the only solution, to reopen the phone, but I didn't want that. So I started every single day writing down all the variations of passwords that I could put in a phone. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And I did it like for many days. Then I kind of gave up. Then 2 months later, I started again with all the variations possible of all the passwords that will come into my mind, easy passwords that I'm constantly using in my life, and nothing was working. I was like giving up. And then I remembered that one friend of mine said that there is one archangel. You ask Archangel, please help me to find. I think it was Archangel Raphael, or Raphael, I believe. But yeah, she told me once that she lost something. She asked for the archangel, and she instantly found it. And my partner once lost his wallet, and he was not able to find it for like 2 weeks, because nobody uses wallet anymore. Everything is through phone. But in his wallet was like papers and documents. And he asked for help to the archangel, and he found the wallet the same day. And well, I decided to ask for help to this archangel, and literally like 10 minutes later, into one of the passkey in the password, I add 10, and it just opens up, and I am able to enter into the phone. So it's crazy. It's crazy that it works. It works. And I was shocked, because I was like 2 months trying to get into that phone. Whatever. Let's get into my Sri Yantra Once and For All book. Finally, hardcover. I have the soft cover there, but I didn't like, so I changed it into hardcover. And it's pretty nice because you can put it directly in your altar and meditate. Okay, it's the basic is with the triangle downwards, but you can also reverse and put it like that, and put a candle here and do your tratak directly from sitting. Now, many people told me that it looks like black magic, because it's from the dark. It's all black, and it's kind of like it scares them away. And I'm like, I don't know why you're saying that, because my thought was to have a Sri Yantra coming from the void, because before any manifestation, it's the void. Darkness comes from light, and light comes from the nothingness, the void, and the void is black. It's like it's empty. It hasn't have anything. So I'm like, my whole thought was, let me bring the Sri Yantra that is coming from the void. So that was like my intention of putting the Sri Yantra. But many people started, projecting their own fears and saying that, it looks like some cult. And anyway, it's a light generator, so I see pretty much like it's coming from the darkness and gives light, but people projecting things. Whatever. So this book, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna just go through a little bit the one of the most important parts. I think is the most common questions in the end of the book. So basically, my idea is to have a book that somebody can meditate directly looking at the book from the altar. And at the same time, it's a handbook. So if you have any questions, in the end, you have the most common questions, and you just, have the questions resolved there. Okay, so let's go I'm going to just read the questions. So first question is, what is the Sri Yantra? For those that I see, I will buy the book. Thank you, Angelo. So the first question is, what is the Sri Yantra? So in case you don't have time to be reading the book, which, by the way, it's not that big. I don't like going through theory. I'm much more of a practical person. But if you don't want to read the book, you have here like, okay, what is the Sri Yantra? Bam. Then, is the Sri Yantra a religious symbol? This question is like, it's also a very popular one, because people think that it's a cult, or it's a religion, and it's not. Okay, next one. Like, you don't have to be into Hinduism in order to pray and devote yourself to Sri Yantra. You don't have to be Muslim to be with the Sri Yantra. But whatever, I explained it there. Another question is, why is the Sri Yantra considered so powerful? So I explained there, like in like as short as possible, why it is so powerful, so you get reinforced by the strength of it. Then I talked about what do the triangles represent, because everything means something. And of course, this is like an easier version, because once you get into the, if you want to go like proper deeper and go into the knowledge and theory, that's Sri Vidya. And they have like in every corner of the triangles, in every line, they have like a goddess there, and it means one thing. So if you are meditating, you're supposed to meditate line by line, corner by corner, and getting the energy, specific energies of that goddess, of that representation of the energy. Okay. But not going there, I went just, okay, what do the triangles represent? Next, what is the bindu? Is the Sri Yantra guide me to watch your video? Is the Sri Yantra guide me to watch your video? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Is the Sri Yantra guide me to watch your video? Sometimes I'm like a blonde, I'm not blonde, but my mom is blonde, so sometimes I don't understand. So can you please like be more specific in your comments? Okay, what is the bindu? Then, is Sri Yantra connected to a specific deity? And I already answered that question, but go a little bit more in detail. And when you place it one way, it means one way. Triangle downwards is manifestation, is Shakti. Upwards middle triangle is Shiva, it's ascension. Okay, and yeah. Then how do I meditate with Sri Yantra? Because there are many ways to meditate with Sri Yantra. Then open or closed eyes. That's like a very important question, because most of the people from India that come from me, they are using the meditation of looking at the Sri Yantra and then closing your eyes and maintaining that vision of the Sri Yantra in their mind. So that's the main meditation that everybody uses with Sri Yantra. And Sri Yantra, it's also super, like it's one of the most important meditations for me. It's actually Tratak Sri Yantra, looking and not closing your eyes. Keep your eyes open. That's when it starts moving. That's when it starts you getting into trance. And I can watch your video. Is it Sri Yantra Power? Let me know it. Yeah, of course, watch it. All my Sri Yantra videos are talk about different things. I have a video about how the sound is important. I have a video how you can charge everything with Sri Yantra. So yeah, you should. If you are interested, my Sri Yantra playlist is there. It's very useful. Okay, then how long should I meditate? How long should I meditate? Again, last time, literally 2 days ago, I had this message like, I am meditating around 7 minutes a day, but I'm gonna try to do it more, and I'm gonna do it twice or thrice. And I'm like, hey, hold on, like, don't make it a task. You should not be counting the time. If you're counting the time, you are don't. Every time you sit down with a meditation with Sri Yantra, don't count, don't think of timing. Think of the connection. Think of the relationship that you're building with Sri Yantra. Okay, don't make it a task. There's also this saying that, what is okay, it's far. We have the 108 beats, right? And usually we chant the mantra 108 times. We're counting the beats. So we don't have to count mentally. But the whole thing is that you can be Sri Yantra with a mantra, it becomes even more powerful because it's with sound. Sri Yantra is meant to be there with a sound. Mantra and Yantra go together. Okay, so when you are doing Tratak to the Bindu with the Sri Yantra, and at the same time you are chanting a mantra, apart from getting faster into trance, because you're already getting dizzy with chanting the mantra, I went somewhere else. Okay, so yes, you should not count the beats. You should not focus that, okay, I'm gonna finish the beats and then I'm leaving and the task is complete. No, better just enter into trance and make the connection, whether it's twice time chanting, whether it's 2 hours chanting. Okay, don't make it a task. Then, do I need initiation? That's another type of question that, another topic that it's a pretty intense topic. Like, many people are not sitting down with the Sri Yantra because they think that they need an initiation. And I didn't receive an initiation. Like, they think that they need an initiation from a guru in order to start meditating from the Sri Yantra. Some people think that the Sri Yantra never is going to be active. No matter how they meditate with the Sri Yantra, it's not going to be active because it needs to be activated by somebody else. Okay, that's not true. Okay, don't put the power outside of yourself. That's not true. You don't need an initiation. For me, Sri Yantra is directly guru. I don't need a guru from outside. I mean, I have them already here blessing me, but have the power within you, right? If you don't have a guru, if you don't have access to any of those blessings, make it from you, make it from the astral. Don't wait for it. Sri Yantra heals. Sri Yantra's power is so intense. Like, why would you wait to get an initiation if it's not possible yet for you? If it calls you Sri Yantra, that's it. You initiate yourself in there with your practice, with your connection, and with your intention. Okay, so I also answer that. Then what if I don't feel anything? Okay, of course, because you can be meditating, expecting miracles from Sri Yantra, because it's a miracles thing, and then start, and you're there like expecting, and then why am I not feeling anything? So that's another question that I'm answering there. I mean, if you're expecting things, you're already, you're giving because you want to receive something back. So that's like tricky. That's tricky. Where should I place the Sri Yantra? Okay, there are directions that you can place the Sri Yantra specifically to increase prosperity, abundance, or to cut down the negative energies. Again, I go through that, I answer to that question. And then, can I combine the Sri Yantra with a mantra? I obviously recommend doing so because sound goes together with Yantra. Sound seals everything. So, actually, I don't know if I should be sharing this, but I saw the Sri Yantra being created on layers, and it was like I was looking from. Okay, I was looking at the bindu, and then it was having a depth. So the bindu, it was the most front, and then it was like depth. And I'm in the bindu, and it was like a stair to the depth, to the infinity. And I saw how from the bindu everything was like being locked, sealing, pam, 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 pam. Like it showed me on all the levels how it got sealed, and I only was able to see that thanks to sound. Like I was doing a sound meditation there, and I was staring with the Tibetan bowl, and it was incredible because it was through sound that I saw that sealing happening. Okay, what does it mean if I dream about Sri Yantra? Yeah, I got that question already a few times as well. Then, can it be used for manifestation? Super, super important question, because 99% of the people that use Sri Yantra, it's for manifestation. So yeah, I talk about that. And then, can Sri Yantra help me to transcend death? Then another question is, can it influence relationships? And obviously, Sri Yantra influences relationships because it changes you. So it's gonna change your field. It's gonna change everything that as within, so without. The moment you start changing within, the moment the energies are aligning within yourself, the whole environment changes accordingly, right? Not just changes accordingly, you start attracting things that are matching your inner energies. So it not only changed me, it started changing my partner. Like my partner didn't start changing, like it's both. Like he doesn't do Sri Yantra, I'm the only one, but my whole family started changing. Like it just not even goes in a partner, it's just the whole family. I think that it even blesses the whole generation. Like everything starts changing for the better. And I experienced it. It's magical. And yeah. And then can Sri Yantra accelerate awakening? Absolutely, right? Absolutely, because it shows you the path. It shows you your fears, it shows the obstacles, it shows where you're supposed to go through in order to get faster, get out from here. And it shows your lessons, and you have to face everything. So, okay, how do I know if I'm ready for deeper practice? That's also another question, because some people like, there is one type of practice which is like, okay, I'm gonna sit every day, or not every day, once a week, or I'm just gonna put the Sri Yantra and never look at it, and once in a while on this Lakshmi days, Ekadash days, or like high frequency days, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna like pray a little bit, and then I'm gone. So that's one type of practice with the Sri Yantra. But you can also take it like seriously. So when do you know that you're supposed to be taking, like, going all in with Sri Yantra? So I respond to that question, but usually you don't have any. The moment you start asking yourself, how do I know if I should be going deeper with the Sri Yantra? It's the moment you should be going deeper with Sri Yantra. Okay, it calls you. It calls you. And then I explain how does duality dissolve through Sri Yantra. How duality dissolves. I saw duality dissolving. So if I saw it, you can also see it. Like it shows you. Okay. So that's the Sri Yantra book. I'm working also on my second book, which is all about elementals, because Sri Yantra also, everything around us is based on the five elements, right? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And Sri Yantra comes from the ether and from the void itself. So it showed me how all the elements are so important. Everything around us is made up of those elements. So the second book is about Sri Yantra and the five elements, and it's also about rituals, how intentional actions can bring you specific results for you. Okay, and it's already halfway, and I'm super excited because every elemental has secrets. Every elemental, if you meditate on every elemental, you get the answers and gifts as well, the same way. Like it, yeah, you start understanding the whole construct of our reality the moment you understand how the elementals are built and why they behave certain way. Okay, literally yesterday I understood. I always knew that fire was a gift for humanity. I saw that, but only yesterday I saw how fire was gifted to humans, and it was when I was meditating on lightnings of the, yeah, truenos. Okay, so yeah, also big project ahead. And then I also got a message that there are things awaiting for me in the astral. So many things. Okay, and I think that's it for today. Next week it's gonna be, I think I said that I'm gonna be in Iceland. I'm gonna be in Iceland like next month. Next week I'm gonna be in Copenhagen, and it's gonna be a physical thing because I either be showing you around things, but of course I want to keep my live sessions spiritual and not like travel blogs. So yeah, I may get some activity for you guys to see live. There is a river there. There is a thing that they have, not river, like they swim in the cold water. So I may do that in the next life. I'm going to show you how to prepare your body for cold and what to do afterwards, and how to activate electricity in the body, for example, how to gather energy from the astral. So I think I'm going to go through that next week, next Friday. Okay, so thank you so much for joining today, for seeing this video whenever you're seeing it. I hope it helped you. I'm going to now continue with my scripting money. Okay. Divine light your way. Bye bye.